So here I'm going to try to go over the pathway of a single oxygen atom through the human respiration and cycle. So we have a molecule of atom floating around here in the air, and the person starts breathing in. By breathing in, we expand the rib cage, we pull down the diaphragm, and we create a pressure difference that pulls air in through the nose, and it goes down past the epiglottis and go down to the trachea, and the air then flows into the bronchi, and from that it flows out into our lungs. Each breath ventilates new air into the lung by moving the diaphragm and moving the muscles around the rib cage. Now the air flows into the alveoli, which are these small air sacs that we have so many of in the lung. They have a huge surface area and the barrier here is very thin. Around that we have blood vessels, capillary systems running, where we have deoxygenated blood come running in, which means there's a diffusion gradient for our oxygen molecules to move from the air in the alveoli into the blood and into the hemoglobin. Our hemoglobin molecules can each bind up to 4 oxygen. The blood is now traveling in the capillaries, and then they run back into our hearts, where they run into the left atrium and the left chamber, where our blood is pushed with high force into the aorta. From the aorta, it flows in the arteries, and then either flow to the brain, to internal organs, into our muscles. In this case here, the blood flows into a muscle. Our oxygen molecules are then locked inside our red blood cells, inside the hemoglobin. It travels through the arteries and into the capillaries here in the muscle. All this journey has been for this, because we need to get our oxygen molecules to the cells that need it. In this case here, it's a muscle cell that's working. And inside here, respiration is happening. Respiration is the mitochondria in the cell who is burning glucoses, and to burn glucose is efficient, it needs oxygen. So our oxygen diffuses from our red blood cell into the cell, into the myoglobin, into mitochondria, where through the process of respiration it is burned, and now instead of our O2 molecule, we have a CO2 molecule. That CO2 molecule needs to move from the tissue, and we need to get it out again. And the same system applies. Now our hemoglobin has released O2, so there's room for taking up CO2. CO2 is taken up by the red blood cells, who then moves it through the veins into the right part of the heart, where our blood then gets pushed into the lungs again. In the lungs, our blood now arrives full with CO2. That CO2 then diffuses in to the air in the alveoli, and when I breathe out, that air is pushed out through the bronchi into the trachea and up to the mouth. And now my molecule of O2 I inspire has now become a molecule of CO2 that is expired. That is the journey of each molecule of O2 through our body. Thank you for staying with me.